that you will use, they are very low, okay, in a low power, but quite okay to see how to proceed in the step-by-step of the protocol treatment, okay? That's right, so perfect. Let's start. Okay. He will record the demonstration just to show to some of our customers that they didn't come here to Italy, so they will see here in live, okay, what we do. That's right. ¿Se me escolta? ¿Se me escucha? Hola, hola. Sí, hola. Ahora sí. Perfecto. Vale, que no esté muy alto. Suavecito. Suavecito. Muy bien, ¿sí? Ahí está bien. Perfecto. ¿Vale? Empezamos. Vamos allá. Yes. Everything is okay. Do we start? Let's go. Okay. Hello. Good morning. How are you? My name is James Abate. I'm the clinical applications trainer of Beco Medical Company from Barcelona, Spain. And now we are making some demonstrations, live demonstrations in our booth in Cosmoprof Bologna Beauty Fair. Okay. So, as you saw yesterday and the day before, okay, we already talked about this machine that it's called D-Finitive EVO. This is a platform for beauty treatments that can deliver, okay, body slimming treatments, body contouring treatments, and also face rejuvenation treatments, because we have 3 technologies here inside, and we have 5 hand pieces, okay? 3 of them, they are for body treatments. 2 of them, they are for face treatments, okay? So let's see what technologies do we have here inside this machine. 3 technologies: vacuum therapy, radiofrequency, and LED therapy, light therapy, okay? We said that here, okay, we have 5 hand pieces. For example, for instance, the first one, we call it DRVS, Digital Rotation Vacuum System. So, it's a quite big handpiece that we have here. And with this handpiece, we can make body treatments with vacuum therapy, radiofrequency, and LED therapy, light therapy, okay? We will decide firstly what size of applicator we will put in this handpiece. So we have 3 different sizes, okay? It will depend on the area that we want to treat. Finally decide to put one or another, okay? And in all the cases, when we put here the electrode, okay, you will see that here there is the vacuum system, the electrodes of radiofrequency, and then also the lights here inside, okay? And we can deliver all of them all together, okay, simultaneously. That's right. So, here on the screen, we have to decide the parameters, the working parameters. That's right. Firstly, vacuum therapy. So we will pinch the skin, we will introduce it here inside the applicator, and logically we will do a massage on the subcutaneous fat layer where cellulite is on. That's right. So this is a handpiece, okay, to modify, okay, this cellulite, this orange peel that we can have, for instance, here on the buttocks, on the backside of the thigh, and on the hips, okay. So after that, we can mix radiofrequency to avoid damaging the skin when we are pinching it. That's right. So if there is already some skin flexidity, okay, with the thermal effect of the radiofrequency, we will correct it. So here, vacuum therapy, radiofrequency, and then light therapy. We can finally decide to work with red light or with blue light. Red light is very useful when we want to increase microcirculation on the surface of the skin. Obviously, in those women that they have the skin very cold, very white, okay, red light will increase the blood supply on the epidermis. That's right. Let's suppose that our client, our customer, our patient has a very sensitive skin, hyperreactive skin. Then with blue light, we can make a vasoconstriction, so it's an anti-swelling, okay, light, so we can reduce this redness, okay, and then at the end of the treatment session, the patient will not have such a redness on the surface of the skin, right? And then if we want, we can add the rotation system here to make a good massage, okay, on the surface of the fat layer, of the subcutaneous fat layer, okay? We will always work with some glycerin, with some oily product, okay? Just to be able to move the handpiece properly on the surface of the skin. That's right. So we apply some of the product, the quantity enough, okay, to have a good contact between the applicator and the body. And we decide the power of the suction, of the aspiration, of the vacuum. In case of Carlota, I think that 10 kilopascals is enough. Let's start. Let's put it here. Okay. And let's start the massage. So now we are making suction by vacuum therapy. Perfect. The treatment has not to be painful, so it must be very comfortable. So after some seconds, we can suggest the patient to increase the power of the vacuum just to have a better message on the cellulite. So we can increase power. That's right. And now I can introduce radiofrequency. Bipolar at 2.6 megahertz. Okay, so we are locating all the heat on the dermis, okay, to treat the skin laxity or to avoid it for not creating with the vacuum system. Okay. Yes, we're gonna use it after that to work in another fat layer, the diet fat layer. Okay, so now we are working quite soft, quite superficial. Now we can change the program to have more time of suction and less time of relaxing. So now this program, it's more aggressive, okay, up on the fat layer, up on the cellulite, and then we can increase the degree of rotation. So now this rotation movement, okay, it's higher, so it's better if we have a fibrosis and a very hard cellulite, and even we can increase the speed of the movement. So now the rotation, it's faster. Okay, perfect. Let's suppose that we want to focus here on the hip. We stop rotation, we stop vacuum, we change the applicator, we put a smaller terminal, we start with the suction and with rotation. And now our target is here on the hip side, and we work exactly here where our client is looking for results. Once again, if we see that here the amount of fat is higher, or maybe the fibrosis degree is higher, we can increase power, we can change the program, we can increase the degree of rotation. So now we are better destroying this fat accumulus here on the hip side. And let's suppose that now our client, Carlota, says that she wants to treat the banana, this typical accumulus of fat here below the buttocks. Okay, so once again, we stop the machine, we change the applicator, we restart with suction, and we apply here. Or let's suppose that upon a cellulite, we want to treat these holes that sometimes appears on the cellulite, okay? So now we can apply here statically, okay? Stacking way. Now we change section, and now we are in a continuous way section, and we try to pinch those holes that sometimes appear on the cellulite fat layer. If not, if we want to continuously work on the cellulite, we came back here. So now it's a pulse vacuum system. We add the rotation, and we are massaging the cellulite and the nodes, the fibrotic nodes of the cellulite. And all the time we are delivering radiofrequency just to avoid the skin laxity or just to treat the skin laxity. That's right. Perfect. Okay. Excuse me, sir. Now we are going to treat Carlota with this handpiece, because sometimes under the cellulite there is another fat layer. We could say that it is the diet fat layer, because cellulite is due to hormones, estrogens, and so on. So in this case, if, for instance, Carlota says that here she has a big amount of fat, we can, secondly, apply this handpiece. So we go there and we introduce the parameters. With this handpiece, we have the possibility of making suction, so to introduce here the fat tissue, and then we will heat it with radiofrequency, just to promote the lipolysis, okay, with a thermic effect, okay? That's right. So we will decide, for instance, in Carlota case, to work around 10 kilopascals with a medium energy radiofrequency, because she's not very, okay, in overweight. She's very thin, okay? So let's suppose that there is here some fat accumulus. That is not in her case. That's right. And then we select the frequency emission, because we can emit in 0.8 megahertz for those that they are overweight, or we can work in a more superficial frequency, for instance 2.6 megahertz, okay, to avoid damaging muscle, okay, because if heat penetrates a lot, can be painful, can be not comfortable. That's right. We can mix with vacuum and radiofrequency, also lipolytic laser, okay? So now we choose add lipolytic laser, and we can suggest patient to have those electrodes here in a cold way or in a heat way. So that will depend on the preference of each one. For instance, I know that Carlota loves heat, so I suggest her to put them in hot way. That's right. Perfect. And the last parameter is to select or decide the time of this suction. That is now stacking way. It's not in movement like in the other handpiece. Okay? So I put like this to be comfortable and to show you this mini screen here. And every 3 seconds I move the handpiece. In her case, 10 kilopascals of suction power is enough to pinch her fat layer. But let's suppose that we want to increase power. So we go here and we increase the power to be better pinned and introduce here the fat tissue. Or let's suppose that we can increase the radiofrequency just to obtain more lipolysis effect. Or let's suppose that we increase the time, okay, to do the treatment. So everything can be modified. And once again, continue with treatment. Excellent. So we must take care, we must be aware and stay careful to not be uncomfortable. See? That's right. Okay. So it's very simple. It's very, very easy to work with this handpiece. The other one that we used before, it was a little bit more complicated. But to work with this stacking handpiece, it's quite easy. That's right. The only thing to follow, to search, to find the proper parameters to avoid any painful feeling. It must be comfortable. That's right. Okay. Let's suppose so that we already treated this, we could say, diet fat layer, and now we want to improve the skin firm, okay, the skin tone. Okay, let's suppose that there is some skin laxity. So now we came back here to the main screen. We select the radiofrequency handpieces. In the case of the body treatments, we select the hexapolar handpiece. If we want, we can apply some more glycerin, okay, just to be sure that there is a good translation, okay, of the handpiece. The movement has to be easy. And now we select the power here, for instance, at 50% of the maximum power. We switch on, and then, okay, we just make some movements, okay, like this, from down to up. And now we are delivering only radio frequency at 2.6 megahertz. So this heating that we are creating, it's now being located on the dermis. So it's for skin tone. That's right. Very easy. Quite slow, the movement. I'm not pressing with the handpiece. I'm just being sure that all the electrodes, the 6 electrodes, are making a good contact with the skin. And I simply touch sometimes the skin just to be sure that the temperature is not very high. Once again, it has to be comfortable. Okay. So slowly. That's right. Slowly. And for instance, in this mini hip that Carlota has, in 1.5 minutes, maybe it's perfectly enough. Okay? To concentrate all the heating that we need to contract collagen, elastin, reticulin, the proteins of the dermis. That's right. Perfect. So we switch off this handpiece. Perfect. At the end of the treatment, some of the patients, they will have some redness on the surface, not much, okay? And due to the vacuum handpieces that we used before, maybe the day after the treatment session, maybe in the morning when they woke up, okay, they will see some small hematomas. That's right. It's the only secondary effect that we can have. That's right. Anything else? Okay, perfect. So this treatment that we did in 3 steps, okay, can be followed all over the body, okay? On the calves, on the knees, on the inner part of the thighs, on the abdomen, on the arms, everything, everywhere that you desire. That's right. Perfect. So as a resume, as a synthesis of this protocol with D-Finitive EVO, okay, that can be maybe useful for you to have an idea how to proceed in the step-by-step protocol with this machine. After a while, we will continue with our live demonstrations here in Cosmoprof Bologna with the other devices that we have. The shockwave, the HiFu, the MyFu, okay, the cryolipolysis, and so on. Okay, see you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Hello, good morning. How are you? Okay. This is the handpiece, yeah, the applicators that we can put here on these handpiece. That's right. We apply it here, and then we select here all the parameters for the radio frequency, for the vacuum, and for the light therapy. Okay. So it's like an LPG, okay, but with radio frequency at the same time and with light. So it's quite similar to a Bella Smooth, a Bella Shape from Cineron. with glycerin we work. Yeah. Because we need something, okay, oily, okay, to improve the movements